Hey there. What's up, Rachel? I'm just goofing off. I was at home for lunch today. I got bored. Oh, man. What are y'all up to today? Let me turn this light off. That may be a little better. Power off in this heat? Yikes, that's terrible. Oh, me. Well, looks like it's just me and you. Oh, yeah. That sucks. Hopefully, they'll get your power back on soon so you can get your air conditioner going. It's too hot. It's too hot. So, anyway. Oh, well, like I said, I was just bored, so I figured I would go live just to see what was going on. Hey, Emily, how are you doing? Oh my gosh, yes. I made these last night and they are so good. So good. So, and they were super easy to make. I just found a recipe online. I had a bunch of pickles. I had pickles from my garden, and then a couple at church had some cucumber vines go crazy, and so they brought a big load of cucumbers into church, and people grabbed some, and so I decided I've got a big batch here. I might as well make some refrigerator pickles. They're so good. Oh yeah, I've done banana peppers too, Rachel. They turn out pretty good too. Yeah, I just did refrigerator pickles on these. I didn't can them, but I think I made like 8 jars of these. Is how many I made. They'll go pretty quickly, so I didn't fool with going the whole canning route on them. So I found a good tip. It was actually on a bread and butter pickle recipe, which, if you've ever made your own, is to salt bath the cucumbers before you process them. Um, wow, it really helps make them good and crispy. So just like put them in a bowl, cover them with canning salt, and just flip them around for 2, 3, 4 hours, and then you can do your brining and pickling and all that. And man, it really draws out some of the moisture so they don't get so soggy. It's good. Yeah. If I get any more cucumbers, I'll probably will can my next batch. Um, and the bread and butters I made, I canned those, so those will keep. Um, but these I just did refrigerator on. So I started some new cucumber plants for a late summer harvest. So they're out there. I've got to get them transplanted. They're just about big enough to transplant out into the garden. So hopefully I'll have enough time to get some produce off of those. The ones I planted back in the spring are they're still producing, but they're a little piddly. They're going, this heat is just affecting everything. Heck, it's affecting me. Oh well. Well, I can't stay on here long. Like I said, I'm just on my lunch break. So I just thought, heck, I'm at home. Might as well jump on here, see what happened. It's been a while since I have done a live stream. So yeah, cucumber. Oh, Rachel, that's awesome. Your power's back on. So all your cucumbers died. I've had pretty good luck with my cucumbers here. It's the squash. I cannot do squash here. I'm just about given up. I pulled the last of my zucchini plants out yesterday. The squash beetles, the squash bugs just tore through them. And I had two. I planted like eight around different places around the garden. I tried to spread them out so that the squash bugs would have a harder time. And I had two that I had been babying, and they were looking so beautiful. And the squash bugs just, they finally got them. They went through all my pumpkins. All my pumpkins are gone. It's just, it's aggravating. So my poor little three sisters garden out there, the squirrels and a mouse or something ate my corn. The squash bugs got my pumpkins, and the green beans are just green beans. I mean, they're just kind of hit or miss. So, oh well, it just means I get to clean that bed out, and I'll have some space to plant some more stuff for now. All right, y'all. I've always had. Okay, so you're having that problem in Oklahoma too. I tell you, this has been the worst year for bees in this garden that I have ever had. I even had to start hand pollinating that zucchini, and that really didn't work very well for me either because the squash bugs just got through the plants before the zucchinis could really even form. But the bees, now I have noticed an influx of bees here in the Little Rock area over the last week or so in my garden. But I think that's because I am a fanatic about keeping my garden watered. I water twice a day by hand. And so all my stuff, even though it's hot and it's struggling, it's still alive, it's still blooming. And so the bees have finally found my garden because everything else is just dying. But it has been a rough bee year, and it's kind of scary. Yeah, I've been thinking about adding beehives. I've had beehives before. I've actually taken apiculture, which beekeeping classes before. Um, my wife doesn't do bugs though at all. So that's one of her things. She's like, because we're on a very small suburban lot, and I have a place behind the shed next to the Three Sisters garden where I could tuck a hive in, but she's just nervous that it would just be so many bees in the backyard that she wouldn't even be able to go out of the house. But if this bee situation doesn't get better, we may just have to make it work. Rachel, how's your garden going? Is stuff growing up your bamboo gazebo? I see somebody else just jumped in. We're just hanging out for a minute. I won't be on here very long. I'm just on lunch break from work, and I was bored, and I've made a batch of bread and butter pickles not bread and butter, refrigerator dill pickles last night, and they were so good. I decided to jump on here and pat myself on the back a little bit. So your stuff's still struggling too, yeah, because you got that Texas heat down there, Rachel. That's like the third realm of hell down there, and it's hot here in Arkansas. So, I can't do it. Anna, what's up, Mimsy? Hey, Debbie. Yeah, it's been a while since I went live, and I was home, so I figured, I've got a few minutes. Why not? Let's do something. The front steps of Hades. Yep, I know. It's one of those old sayings which I love. It's so hot right now, you sweat like a hoe in church. So I don't want to be a hoe, so I don't go outside as much as unless I have to. Anna, how's your garden doing in this heat? The garden pimp is live. If y'all aren't familiar with that, on Mimsy's Garden, Anna, one of her live streams last week or so, we were just cutting up. She was live, and we were all making goofy comments. And she said something about something making liking stuff cheap and or whatever. And I said, "Sounds like a garden hoe." And so that got onto the garden pimp. And so every garden needs a hoe and a pimp. So there you go. It was crazy. Oh me, oh my. So my refrigerator pickles that I made last night. Hopefully y'all can see those. Um, I googled a recipe just because the one I had I wasn't too crazy about, and this recipe that I got, y'all, was off of it's called Easy Dill Pickles from Food and Wine. Can you see that? It was so good. And the only thing I did different is I added onion to it because I like onions in my dill pickles. So if you got a batch of cucumbers and you're thinking about it, I would recommend Googling that recipe. It turned out really well. The man, the myth, the legend turned into a garden pimp. Okay, I think that's a t-shirt. So I might have to work on that before the shindig. Can you just see it? Horticulture geek, the man, the myth, the legend on the back, the garden pimp. Oh. Mm-mm. Well, this is the thing about going live is you kind of have to read comments and think and ooh, a shindig for 2 days long. That could be fun. If it's 2 days long, I'm gonna have to get a hotel room in Cersei. Cause well, and I kind of think I might do that anyway, just because my time last year was so limited. Um, because I had to get to the shindig early to do the welcome table, and then I was one of the very last to leave because I helped clean up. And then I went to the hotel to hang out with folks. But my wife and kids weren't there. So I was only able to hang out for like an hour. And then I had to get back here to Sherwood to deal help my wife and do dinner and all that stuff. So it was really rushed and I didn't get to hang out with people as much as I would have liked to. So a hotel might be in the future this year, 1 day or 2 days for me. The Appalachian thing in Cookeville. Okay, apparently I need to get my life together. I don't even think I knew about an Appalachian thing in Cookeville. I could have made it to Cookeville. Yeah. I just didn't want to do the expense of it last year since, I mean, I'm only 45 minutes from Cersei. So it's not that bad, but, you know, because I had actually gone up the day before and helped set up and hung out with a few people and then got back there for Saturday. So bye, Rachel. I'm about to sign off too. So I got to get back to work. If I'm too late, my boss will be wondering where I'm at. Thrifty VG, hey, welcome. Won't be on here much longer, but welcome. I'm glad you made it. All right, Anna. Oh, that'd be great. Oh yeah, please do. That would be fun. I really had a great time. Because I got to see everybody as they came in the door. So I kind of got to meet lots of people. Um, but because I was at the door and there was a line for most of the day, I didn't get to really visit with a lot of people. And then by the time folks had went all the way around the venue and done socializing on their way back out the door, they were tired. They were ready to go. And so I loved it. I will definitely do it again if asked to do so. Um, if maybe they have somebody else do it this year, I don't know. But yeah, it was fun. I loved it. And I think now that we know more people, like all of us know more, we've kind of got to know each other more. It's just going to be so much more fun to actually sit down and chit chat face to face. Yeah, that would be much better, Anna. I agree. It would be much better. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens, and maybe they'll let this old fat boy sit at the door again. I don't know. I like doing that. Yeah, a little bit. That's okay. This was just an VG. I'm on a lunch break from work today. I was at home. I came to check on my refrigerator pickles, and they were so good. And so I thought I'm just going to go live just for fun. Oh man. Well, there's a few of you left on there. Is there anything on my channel you guys would like to see? Any topics you want me to cover? I always like to throw that question out. I started to do a devotional and I actually filmed it, but I was hesitant to put it up just because, it's horticulture geek and I don't know. I'm still in my head on that one. Well, all right. This thing's been on for 20 minutes. So I think I'm going to sign off so I can head back to work. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with me for a minute. I had a fun 20 minutes. I hope you did for as long as you were here. I need to do more of these live streams, probably on a regular scheduled basis. But with a full-time job and everything else, kids, and my daughter's in dance and cheerleader, and my son's a Boy Scout and does others, and it's just like, whew, which I'm sure some of y'all are in the same boat. It's hard. All right. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Bye.